Okay, so hey everyone, this is Nans. I'm going to start saying the dates. It is September 22nd, 2018. This is going to be my third diary vlog recording. I don't know if it's going to be just for me to listen to or if I'm ever going to be brave enough to post these, but it's my journal. Like, I don't really write anymore, so it just tells me how I get through the nights that I don't think I can make it through. Um, Tonight's one of those nights. Well, it's just after midnight. It's 12:10 a.m. and and of course it's like a Friday night, so it's a little louder and more active in my area. Um, I don't even feel almost like I can't call myself like a human anymore because of the way I live my life. Like, mostly in seclusion, it's like your mind just tries to go to different places just so you won't face reality, and you don't want to, like, the normal things that people want and they need and they go after in life is like, it's like, people want to be like out there, popular, loved, all that type of stuff, like noticed in a way. And that's what they wrap their life around. Like, but for me, those are like, um, I guess they've always been so negative, like I never wanted it. And so then the times that I did want it, it's like it made me feel weak when usually an average person, I don't want to say normal person, but the average person wants the opposite of that. It's like I feel weak if I want to talk to my brother or sister, you know, and I feel weak if I just want to talk to an old friend or something. But other people, I guess, with a different, I'll say, brain pattern or levels of whatever the hell you need in your brain for it to function. Um, that's normal for them to want something and not want something as in general everything, but want a person and be around a person and everything that makes people feel good when they do those things. But when I'm doing those things, I'm always questioning it like, this isn't normal. What's going to happen? What's going to go wrong? And I can't ever truly enjoy it. And that's just how my brain always was. There was the imbalance of chemicals. I don't have chemicals in my brain that everyone else has. I don't have enough of them. But yet, everybody wants me to live like them. And if I don't, I'm seen as, not good enough, less than. When in reality, if most people had to survive like I survive every single day, they want to be able to do it. But I still see myself weak when I miss people and when I feel like I really, really need people and I do, reach out like, just someone come change my daily routine for a couple of days and I'll have a little bit of normalcy for somebody if they visit. And then I could go back to this crap, loneliness stuff again. It's just like I need to recharge as a person. But nobody really understands that, the people that I'm reaching out to. And I feel bad because my daughter's doing everything that she can. And yeah, tonight's gonna be a teary cry. I have to sometimes. Um, I just wish we just had more people in general. And I think I say this every time, but It's hard to survive when you're basically just two, you know. Hmm. But she does way, 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 way more than I would have ever expected her to at the age she is. I really never thought she would have to be looking after me the way that she does. And I don't want to burn her out. So it's not that I don't appreciate it, because I appreciate it with all of my heart. It just pains me that we've never really had no other choice. We never, when things got really dark, it was just me and her taking care of each other. And the people on the outside of us only got bits and pieces. And I'm not saying they didn't, not saying anybody didn't love us. I'm just saying we didn't open up about how, or we don't open up about how hard things really are. And I honestly don't know if it makes a difference if we ever did, because I open up sometimes. I break down and have to talk to someone and beg them to visit. Like, just let us see that we're loved, even if we're just loved for 3 days or something. And then you go away. It's just like, at least, like I said, that we'll have 3 days of somewhat normal. Well, that's how I feel. I don't know if that's how she feels. I can't speak for her. You know, she has more people in her life, than I do. So, but I guess I'm so emotional tonight because I guess it's when I'm most fragile. I'm usually not crying every night, but I um went out Wednesday to the doctors, and I have a whole new doctor now after I don't know how many years, and it's just everything's changing. But even just going out and having to get past seeing somebody new, um, it was like, yeah, the appointment went okay or whatever, but then we were waiting for something, and it's just like, nope, I gotta go, I gotta go. I can't be here no more. And when we're down in the lobby, we're like waiting for the cab or whatever, then it's like, they're like, oh, the building has to be evacuated. And it's just like, oh, really? Does this have to happen right now? Like, can there just be normalcy for a freaking day where something just doesn't have to happen? But even before, on the way to the doctor's office, I always look like whatever angle I can see of the house, I always study it so I'll know when I pass it again if somebody messed with something or whatever. So when the cab got us, I saw that one of the windows, like the bottom of the screen, wasn't leveled out, it wasn't even. So I saw that on the way, and I was like, well, I have to go up to it when I get home and just hope it's a leaf or something, or not that somebody tried to lift up that screen. And so when I got home, no matter I was tired and just anxious just from the whole appointment, I just had to go to that screen, and you could tell somebody put a tool between it and tried to pry it open. And what can you do? You can't do nothing about that except just watch out for the bitch whoever did it. And if they come back, hope you hear them. Like, that's the only thing I could do. And that's not paranoia. That's not like, oh, I'm going mental over no reason. It's like, no, a bitch tried to get in. And I didn't hear it the first time, obviously, because they made a mark on that window. So you think I'm gonna slack and not hear it the second time? I can't do that unless I want to be fighting for my life. So I gotta sleep like, I can't even say in shifts because there's nobody to switch it off with. But just believe me, I only sleep when it's absolutely necessary. So that's not good for my health, along with all the other health problems I'm having. It's just, I shouldn't have to go through just fighting for myself sort of in every um, angle of my life. Like, I'm fighting for my life. And then I have to ask my question, ask the question, the big question, why am I doing this? Because in the, where has it paid off, I guess? Not talking about paid off in like a financial way, or just mainly like a spiritual way. Just like, when do I get some peace in life? Is what I'm looking for. Like, why does everybody say peace comes in death? It's like, you don't know what death is. So does that mean that peace doesn't exist because they say, you'll get peace after death? Like, do people in life feel peace? I don't know what that feels like. No matter what situation I was in, I never got that peaceful feeling. And that I'm not. It's like, I'm not talking about like the normal peacefulness that you get like between a child. That's a whole different world. Like, I get peace in that and everything with her. But I'm saying, me as a person in relationships with others and their relationship with me, the type of interaction has never been peaceful, really. I'm always questioning, like, why is this person here? And it's not that I, it's that they gave me reason to know that it's not like I mentally said, oh, I don't deserve it. It's like the other way around. They didn't deserve me. So I knew that they weren't there for the reasons I was. And you still try to, have them around or whatever. You still try to lie to yourself that, like I said, it's at some moment there's going to be this big awakening and you're going to be so joyful and all that crap. I never looked for, like, how they fake in the movie type relationship, but it just would have been nice to have a relationship at one point in life to just know I was loved. And even if that would have ended, I would at least known how it felt to be loved in return. It's kind of hard not to know what that feels like. And like I said, I'm not talking about blood. I'm talking about any other relationships, like friendships and, you know, boyfriends and fiancés and people you can't even call that. You call them friends, but actually they meant more than anybody else, like in that aspect. But for some reason, they get less of a title because I guess that person doesn't want it as bad as you do. But whatever. I don't even know. My mind's all over the place. I don't know what my point was, and I probably won't ever get it back because my mind just goes around and around and around. I just wish I felt okay with talking to somebody when I feel this bad, but I don't. And I think a lot of people feel the way I do sometimes. If they heard someone else suffer like them and know that that person still went on, maybe they could do the same thing. I mean, just like people are encouraged when they're survivors of a shooting or just an assault in general, people hear those stories and they're just, since the person survived it, they lived through it, and they went on to lead, good lives or whatever. People get inspired by those stories of, or just heroism. Heroism. I can't even say the word because I said it in my head, and this will happen to me. I'll say it in my head so many times that when it gets to me saying it, I'll say it wrong, and it's just because I said it in my head like 10 times before I attempted the word. So I won't say that word. That's just no, okay. Anyway, people get encouraged by just survival in general if it comes to, once again, a physical aspect. People see or hear the person got shot, the person got stabbed, and yet they're in front of this crowd saying, how they survived, and everybody gets encouragement from that. I get encouragement from that. Um, but for a mental illness, if somebody just said, if they said the same thing, like maybe, well, hey, I wanted to die yesterday, but I'm here today. That's a survival story. That's like you've been shot and you got back up. That has some power to it. And I think everybody needs to understand the power to it, the strength it takes to get through the night, and know that you're getting through the night for other people. And maybe eventually you'll know that you're getting through the night for yourself. And that should be encouraging to people that do get this low in life, that do have the imbalanced chemicals in their brain, or just the people that maybe thought normal their whole life and just went through a tragedy, and then they might feel like this. I think those type of people could heal faster and get back up, but they still experience maybe the lows. So I wish there were more people encouraging the mental part about it. So I talk low because, once again, I could be heard outside. So it's not like I'm trying to do this, like I said, talk this way on purpose, but I know that a lot of people like, I think it's ASMR. I don't know if it's just for recording, it's basically called that, but, um, they just like the soft voice to hear, before they go to sleep or something like that. Um, so some people get relaxed and, like I said, go fall asleep. For me, talking like this, I'm more like Please, nobody on the outside hear me. And I'm gonna have to be drinking water because I'm trying to get like my heart, well, my blood flowing normal. So sorry for my pauses, but I feel like if I break these recordings up by editing all the tears and the clearing my throat and all that, the words in between will sort of get lost, so it won't be as cohesive as if I just let it go and eventually I make my point, even though it has all the hiccups in between. So I hope that you guys could like sort of understand and respect the fact that I'm just like everything's raw here. Like I make mistakes, I stutter, I have a lisp when I get bad. You know, I have asthma, so my breaths aren't going to be perfect, and I'm in pain constantly. So that's just how it's going to be right now. So it's just a bunch of sadness, but people have a bunch of sadness even if they don't want to admit it. They just, like I said, some have it at low levels and some have it at extremely high. And unfortunately, the longer I go on in years, the higher it gets for me. I always think, oh, my anxiety can't ever get, worse. It can't possibly. There's no more thoughts could fit in my head in situations, but every year there's so many more thoughts. So much thoughts that I can't even, it erases sort of, the rest of the part of my brain, the good parts, my good memories that I used to remember and stuff. It takes over, you know. I don't got room for everything. And all in all, my mind wants to have room for the stuff that I could maybe avoid because I'm scared of it before it even happens. So it's not like I'm scared of it enough to prepare for the reaction when it happens. I've been through enough stuff to know that my body freezes up, and it's like then I'll get into action, then I'll move. I've been through enough horrible things to know, and I'm trying to get over that freeze up part. Like I'm trying to scare myself enough so I know to hop up so many times, to know to get to this window, do it so many times over and over and over. I'm training myself. So if that moment does happen where if somebody gets in here, then I hope to stop that whole freezing part because there's nothing I could do when I'm frozen. So it's like I have to prep for that shit. So you think of every possible thought that could go wrong and you try to sort of, like I said, your brain mentally prepares for that crap. Thus far, anxiety. I don't even know if I used that right, but I said it anyway. Anxiety and panic attacks. Even when I was at the doctor's office and people were sitting in the lobby and I heard the walkie-talkie for the security, just somebody panicking, yelling. No alarms went off. So if it was a fire alarm, the fire alarm would go off, even if it's just a what's it called? What are those called? Oh my gosh, I forgot the word. What is it called when you plan a fire drill? Oh, a fire drill. There you go. So nobody was paying attention to this loud walkie-talkie with a man screaming over it. And so I turned and I was like, what is that? What is that? And right when I said, what is that? The security guard said, oh, everybody has to get out. and then everybody gotta evacuate or whatever. It's a fire drill. It's like there was no fire drill. There was somebody, maybe they turned it into a fire drill, but originally the other security guard that was doing the roaming, is it the roving with a V, the rover? That person started screaming his butt off to the main lobby person. I guess I know that because I had to do that. I had to be security. So that was my one of my main jobs. So I think I knew what was going on because that's what would have happened if I got in a situation where somebody was being violent or whatever. So it's just weird to know situations happen and people cover up what's really going on. Like, yo, yeah, it was a fire drill. It wasn't no damn fire drill. But that's the only way to get everybody out of the building. I don't know. I keep on asking myself, is this going to mean something to somebody? And if it does, if I put this up and it means something, and you want me to keep doing it, like I said, the only way I can know is if somebody comments or somebody could message me, just so I know. If you don't want your, if you're scared to write comments, because I know a lot of videos I watch, I'm terrified to write comments. Like, if I leave a comment on your video, you gotta be really something, because it's too hard for me to comment just because of my anxiety. So I understand that part. So people could, just if you message me on here and you say you don't want your message read to anybody or anything like that, I can respect it and I'll just read it. And then I know that you want more videos, and I'll keep doing it. Because these are just, like I said, I can't even call them videos, they're recordings. And I don't know what this is. I don't even know what to call it, like to have people listen to know what it is. Because most people do this like in podcast form. And I'm not comfortable enough with this. Um, I see I'm losing on my words, but I want to accomplish, I guess I'm going to say goal. I hate the word goal, but I'm not comfortable in myself to know that this is accomplished. Like I'm saying, oh, I'm reaching it out, I'm exposing my inner emotions in hopes that it helps someone. It helps somebody. So, like I said, for me to know that, I would have to have interaction, and I have to keep on saying that until there is some. Because YouTube is messed up, and for videos, it will say, for people that see it, the general public, it will say my videos get like 43 views or 23 or whatever. But if you look at my analytics, because everybody has who has a YouTube, oh, can't talk, who has a YouTube channel, you could go in and you could see how many people, how many views you got, how many minutes they listened, and all that stuff. And that's always like whatever views up, the real number is like 5, 6 times more than what they're saying, and I don't get that. I don't understand how they don't show all the views. Like they only show about maybe 25% of views. Like why? It makes the person feel like nobody's listening. And even if other people are listening, the people that are looking at the numbers assume that people aren't listening. Like that's real shitty. That is so shitty to do to people. YouTube used to be a whole different place. Now it's just filled with people that pretend to be all these big things and to sell all this shit, and it's not personal anymore. Well, even if it was personal, it's like just all the fakeness. I'm sick of fake people. I don't know what else to really talk about. And for tonight, I feel like I have to start listening to something. So if somebody's listening to me, um, they don't listen too much longer. I also have to do this like I'm talking to somebody to know or to have them think that I'm talking to somebody in reality. So in a way it helps, and in a way it doesn't help. And that's probably 100% of everything in my life. I can look at it a way as it helps, and then it doesn't help because I feel guilty or stupid. Is there a point in life where you just stop feeling guilty and stupid? I don't know these things. I don't know. It's like I'm going into old age, really. It's not extremely old, but it's old enough that there's going to be changes in your body. And I don't have a female relative older than me that I talk to that I could ask any questions because all the older female siblings are either talk once in a blue moon or just there's some that I choose not to talk to at all. And that will just stay that way. And that's been that way for years. But it's still weird that and then like I said, don't have any uh my mom passed away and like I don't have any of that, so it's weird not to be able to go to a sibling or a relative that's older and be like, hey, did you experience this at this age, and you got any tips and all that stuff, but I don't have that. And it's kind of frustrating because you could only go into the internet and look up stuff and it could only take you so far. It's like people don't get really real, like, I don't know how to explain it. I just wish I had somebody to tell me what the hell's going on with my body sometimes. If it's just like I said, the mature aging thing, the menopause or whatever the heck. I always have to learn these things by myself, and I don't know. Sick of feeling this way, and I'm sick of nobody understanding. Once again, let me end this now, and I hope to come up with subjects besides just me surviving a night. I mean, you guys are hearing maybe an hour or less. No, I'm sure no shorter than 45 minutes of really what my thoughts are in that 45 minutes. But I don't know how many minutes there are in a day. I'm sure some of you're supposed to know that, whatever. But imagine if you had to listen to every minute of what I thought in those minutes. That would be crazy. My mind never stops, and I'm sure it goes way, 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 way faster than the average person with what I could. All the questions I have in my head just over one subject, one word. Mm-mm. Not that much time in the world to try to get out every thought I thought in my head through my lifetime. No one has that much time. But I'm gonna stop this because I'm, like I said, trying to be on guard. And also, I'm not feeling well mentally or physically, anything. I don't know what does this help if it is helping a person. Maybe you guys could tell me that. Alright, I'm gonna say I hope to talk to you later because you never know what tomorrow brings. I don't make any guarantees, but that's why I'll say I'll hopefully talk to you later.